holding onto my potatoes. I'm so excited.
So, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 2.0 is here, and wow, what a surprise. Disney sapped the life out of Indiana Jones.
Surprise, surprise.
Not that there was much life left to sap out, frankly, because, you know, he's old as fuck, but still. Now I'm gonna start from the very beginning, because the prologue featuring Hot Toys Harrison Ford was all sorts of cringe.
I think the prologue is incredible.
More so, I'm going to use the prologue as a jumping off point because I think it encapsulates a lot of the film's problems. So I'm going to focus on the score first because the reincorporation of music is just awful here.
I cringe, Mr. Mayor.
They're reusing old cues left and right. A lot of it is just a few random measures to the point where you just wonder why it's even there at all.
I am wondering, why are you here?
And of course the new score is just not so subtly worse. Take the reincorporation of the medallion, for instance. In the original score, the strings sound freaking incendiary, man. They kind of flare up, it's fiery stuff, which was obviously perfect for the scene. Now they just sound muted and tepid and soulless. Now you could call this nitpicking, but it's really just a microcosm of the entire film. Everything is a pale imitation with all the subtle characteristics that made the original great sapped out of it. But of course certain parts of it are still seemingly close enough for undiscerning normies to think it's still somehow the same. Anyway, speaking of music, apparently Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know how to count.
That theme that in 3 notes you're gonna recognize. In 3 notes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 4 notes.
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
3 notes.
And yes, I know she's saying that you'll recognize it in 3 notes, but we all know she's referring to the opening notes, which there's clearly 4 of, so yeah, it's kind of sad that she can't count.
I know it's really sad.
Anyways, in all seriousness, yeah, the music was fine, which is maybe the worst thing you can say about a John Williams score. There was no spicy arc motif, there was no Grail motif, there was no, you know, moment to moment, just every bar is fucking amazing. It was all bland and soulless. A couple of the map cues were good, but that was about it. Anyways, the movie starts and oh no, Harrison Ford looks like a wax figure. How unfortunate.
Is there a better way to tell this scene? As written, I don't think there is.
Oh my god, what the hell?
And so you just kind of have to move past the fact that this CG is noticeable.
Just hire another actor. Hire Shia LaBeouf for all I care. What do you think they did in the opening of The Last Crusade? Either way, the lifeless action starts, and I was just honestly shocked to see how many real locations were in this when I looked through some of the B-roll footage, because I don't know if it's just the way it was lit, but everything about it looked fake as shit in the actual film. Everything either just looked like actors hanging in front of a green screen or blurry, dimly lit garbage. It felt like a cataract simulator at points. I felt like I needed an eye exam after watching it. For all I know, apparently this is a real car gliding against a real street, but everything about it just looks fake as crap. And you got Helena from Hell whapping it with a stick like she's Caesar. Like, even Crystal Skull has better action than this. It's not even comparable. You have real vehicles on a real street with realistic movements. They aren't freaking jolting all over the frame. It just looks so much more tangible.
Harrison wants things to be real.
Nice shot, dumbass.
Anyways, let's get into the characters in this because, they're not good. Mads Mikkelsen was not in The Hunt or Casino Royale mode. He was more in Doctor Strange or Rogue One mode. Very bland, and wait a minute. What's this? Are they trying to make the store brand version of My Boy Tote? This is unacceptable, and you know, I got some news for you, Disney. Your fire, it's dying.
Your fire is dying.
We're not thirsty for Indiana Jones 5, because it's performing like a water bottle full of piss at the box office. What a surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Anyways, the crown jewel of this film is Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who just gets the greatest character introduction scene ever, as she's the only one who knows all the answers to Indy's questions in his class. It was basically her I bypassed the compressor moment. She could have been played by Daisy Ridley and the film would have been exactly the same.
She was an asshole.
And yeah, her dynamic with Harrison Ford was absolute cancer. Discount Dustin from Stranger Things was also quite annoying. And yeah, Sala did absolutely nothing in this film. Drove Indy to the airport. That was about it.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm here to
do jack fucking shit for 5 minutes then bail.
And yeah, this movie basically encapsulates how not to do Indiana Jones. The plot of this movie is really just characters going places, getting into skirmishes, and then having a few shenanigans happen with the artifact at the end. Raiders of the Lost Ark is basically the same, but that movie is freaking goated with the sauce, certainly in my top 10 favorite movies. But yeah, it turns out when you take away all the great character dynamics, make the action sterile and lifeless, make the music wallpaper, and basically just neuter every freaking positive about the film, you get Dial of Destiny. Even the exposition in Raiders of the Lost Ark is just a freaking masterclass. Like, you have the visual component, it's concise, the music is foreboding, everything just works in unison to make the scene engaging and to characterize the arc. Whereas in Dildo of Destiny, you're basically forcing yourself to hang on to every boring word to keep your mind from drifting off to thinking about, going to the dentist or something infinitely more interesting. So, spoiler alert for anyone who gives a flying fuck, but Shia LaBeouf apparently bit the bullet in Nam off screen, and they try to leverage it as this supposedly super emotional scene, while at the same time it just feels like a screw you to Crystal Skull, like, oh yeah, we totally killed the worst character, aren't you happy? Not really, cause hot take, Shia LaBeouf wasn't even that bad in Crystal Skull. If you want to make me really happy, you know who needs to bite the dust.
She was an asshole.
Anyways, yeah, they went full Force Awakens, where the tragedy of his son turned Harrison Ford into a divorced deadbeat dad, with the film opening with Old Man Indy in his boxers and lazy boy recliner, getting mad at the young whippersnappers next door for playing Magical Mystery Tour a bit too loudly.
I already work around the clock!
It's been said before, I'll say it again, we want 80s Harrison Ford, not 80s Harrison Ford.
He was the man.
This really peaks in a scene where he's scaling a cavern and just stops after about 2 seconds to be like, I'm aching all over my shoulders. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? Why am I watching this crap? The scene then gets better as Harrison Ford and Helena from Hell shine a flashlight and find a free ticket to see Dial of Destiny when they spend $35 at Applebee's.
Get a free ticket to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny when you spend $35 at Applebee's. Applebee's.
I really enjoyed watching Dial of Destiny.
Man, I just love this edit right here, where the editor was like, yeah, look at the blue and yellow light in each shot. It's kind of like Indiana Jones is seeing Applebee's from the back of the train. Damn, I mean, give this guy a raise. It's certainly more interesting than any of the editing in Dial of Destiny. Yeah, anyways, they eventually spin the old Dial of Destiny and make a big oopsie by going back to the Romans, and oh no, it looks like Party City bullshit. Very Rings of Power-esque, I must say. And yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in the ending, because they were setting up some absolute gold, where they were gonna have Indiana Jones be like, there's nothing for me in the 60s. My place is with the Romans! And they were just gonna have him, like, die for no reason. I was like, yes, please have the obligatory sacrifice, this is so funny. And then they just cop out at the last second, because they can't even commit to good cringe. And then they just end up obligatorily recycling a scene from Raiders and having Marion and Indy get back together and pfft, lame. Have Shia LaBeouf show up or something, do something interesting, damn it. Resurrect Sean Connery with CGI, damn it. Do anything. Anyways, to wrap things up, no, James Mangold is not one of the most underrated directors alive. The writing was not good, the direction was not great, the action was not phenomenal, and the score was far from amazing.
You're not paying attention to how good the writing is, to how great the directing is, to the phenomenal action sequences and John Williams' amazing score.
The film was nowhere near as bad as I thought it'd be, but it was extremely mid, with enough cringe to be like, yeah, that was kind of bad. Anyways, that's Dial of Destiny. It sucked. And if you like it, you have bad taste in film. No, I'm kidding. Now comment your thoughts, though. Leave them below. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, hopefully there are better things coming up. I'll have a Mission Impossible review in a couple weeks. That should be better. Anyways, yeah, Dial of Destiny can eat shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.
What a thrill to be collaborating with Kathy Kennedy and Steven Spielberg and John Williams and George Lucas and Harrison Ford.
That's it, well balanced. See, look at that.
No, I don't think so.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
When I first saw Crystal Skull, I was sort of drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't feel like I'm doing that with Dial of Destiny.
Now look, I'm not fanboying here.